be something which could be universal, can bring the whole world together, at least the spiritually religious-minded persons. Because there are so many different names for God, so many different conceptions. And the Vedas teach that if they're bona fide, all of them can become very powerful in connecting us to the Supreme. Okay? So, just to help set an example, he got disciples from so many different places, so many different backgrounds. Whether it be other Vaishnavas of Hridayas, whether it be Buddhists, even from Muslims. And some of them he put into very powerful positions in his movement. So he gave this Hari das Thakur, he's born a Muslim, gave him the title Namacharya, the Acharya, or the supreme teacher of the holy name. And this person was so devoted, Hari das Thakur, he had such taste, such realization that the name of God is the same as God. God's full presence and all of his potencies are within the sound of that name, if we chant with the proper attitude. That he used to chant for about 22 hours a day. As it takes us, 7-10 minutes for one round. And those who've taken Diksha, they go 16 times around, 2 hours. So that was about 192 rounds. Took about 22 hours. Not much left time for nonsense. No video games and stuff like that. A little bit of sleep, a little bit eating, and that's it. He found everything there within that name, Hari das Thakur. He was born from a Muslim. It didn't matter. What matters is where are we at now? This one, what was his name? Kirpal Singh, I think. He had a spiritual movement. It was more popular in the 70s, 60s, 70s. He said that every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. For every sinner has a future, and every saint has a past. So let's see, what are we doing right now for our future? That's what's important. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having one conversation with him. He's saying, "My dear Thakur Haridas, in this age of Kali, most people are bereft of Veda culture. And therefore they are called Yavanas. They're concerned only with killing cows and Brahminical culture. In this way, they all engage in sinful acts." In a purport, Prabhupada says, from this statement by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can clearly understand the word Yavana does not refer to only a particular class of men. Anyone who's against the behavior of Vedic principles is called a Yavana. That Yavana may be in India or outside of India. Described here symptoms of Yavanas, that they're violent killers of cows and Brahminical culture. We offer prayers to the Lord by saying, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Bo Brahmana Hataksha. The Lord is the maintainer of Brahminical culture. His first concern is to see the benefit of the cows and the Brahmanas. Why? Because they're the most helpless creatures, and the most helpless and the most beneficial creatures in society. Selfless. Cows and Brahmanas. As soon as human civilization turns against Brahminical culture and allows unrestricted killing of cows, we should understand men are no longer under the Veda culture, but the Yavanas and Mlechas. It is said that the Krishna consciousness movement will be prominent within the next 10,000 years. But after that, people will all become Mlechas and Yavanas. Thus, at the end of Yuga, Krishna will appear as Kalki, Avatar. Text 51. Iha sabar kon mate haibe nistar, taha hetu na dikiye e duka apar. What Chaitanya say? How will all these Yavanas be delivered? To my great unhappiness, I do not see any way. Srila Prabhupada's purport. This verse reveals the significance of Lord Chaitanya's appearance as Patita Pavana, the deliverer of all the fallen souls. Srila Narayan Das Thakur says, Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. So this is very nice to, not only from Chaitanya Charitamrita, but to begin our meditation on Gaur Purnima. It's coming up in 3 or 4 weeks, less than a month, about Lord Chaitanya's descent, and who he is, and what his significance is, and where we fit in. Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. Oh my Lord, you've appeared just to deliver all the fallen souls. Mosama Patita Prabhu, na paibe ar. And among all the fallen souls, Narottam says, I am the lowest. Narottam's appearance was just on Tuesday, full moon. How Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always thinking about the deliverance of the fallen souls is shown by the statement, E dukkha par, it is my great unhappiness. This statement indicates that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always very unhappy to see the fallen souls in the material world. Therefore he himself comes as he is, or he comes as a devotee in the form of Sri Chaitanya, to deliver love of Krishna directly to the fallen souls. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Rupa Goswami has prayed. Sri Chaitanya is so merciful. He not only gives knowledge of Krishna, but he, by his practical activities, teaches everyone how to love Krishna. Krishna Prema Pradayate. Those who are following in footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should take the Lord's missions most seriously. In the age of Kali, people are gradually becoming less than animals. Nevertheless, although they are eating the flesh of cows and envious of their natural culture, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considering how to deliver them from this horrible condition of life. Thus he asks all the Indians to take up his mission. Bharta Bhumite Hoela Manusha Janmajar Janma Sartakari Kara Par Upakara. Translation. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bhartavarsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. I was listening to one lecture Prabhupada was giving in India. I'm not sure if it was in Bengal or somewhere else in India. And he was very forceful, and he was reciting this shloka, this Bengali shloka, and he was saying, but it means you have to be born human. Not just born in India. Born human. And if you're born human, then sarva bhuta hete rataha is what it means. Not just like, animal is thinking about just his own what here, or how to protect himself, or how to mate, or how to find a place and sleep. Or maybe a little extended. Most mother animals, they take care of their children and sacrifice for them. So Prabhupada said just a few sentences back, that in this age of Kali, men will become less than animals. So we see that the mothers, so-called human mothers, they're more worried about what will happen to me if I allow the pregnancy, and what will happen to my life, than the baby there that I've invited into my womb, so born. So less than animals. So one who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. Unquote. It is therefore the duty of every advanced and cultured Indian to take this cause very seriously. All Indians should help the Krishna consciousness movement in their progress to the best of their ability. Then they will be considered real followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One who identifies himself as a follower of Sri Chaitanya should feel like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Iha savarkon mate haibe nistar. How will all these yavans be delivered? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always anxious to deliver the fallen souls, because the fallen condition gave him great unhappiness. That is the platform of which one can propagate the mission of Lord Chaitanya. And then Hari das Thakur answers, Hari das kahe, Prabhu, chintana karidha, yavanera samsar deki dukana bhaviha. Hari das Thakur replied, my dear Lord, do not be in anxiety. Do not be unhappy to see the condition of the yavanas in material existence. Srila Prabhupada's purport. These words of Hari das Thakur are just befitting a devotee who's dedicated his life and soul to the service of the Lord. When the Lord isn't happy because of the condition of the fallen souls, the devotee consoles him, saying, my dear Lord, do not be in anxiety. This is service. Everyone should adopt the cause of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to try to relieve him from the anxiety he feels. This is actually service to the Lord. One who tries to relieve Mahaprabhu's anxiety for the fallen souls is certainly a most dear and confidential devotee of the Lord. And then Hari das Thakur goes on and describes how everyone will benefit from this chanting, even the immovable living entities. He said that we think, when you chant loudly, that it's echo coming from the mountains and the hills. No, it's actually the response, the chanting of those immovable living entities. That they've been moved in that way. So there's just, we're actually making pretty good time here. So the last item that I wanted to cover, Bhagavad Gita, Kayla, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, is referring to a lecture Prabhupada gave on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's disappearance day, where he's focusing on this idea again. What is a Vaishnava? So this is